What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Wallet Survivors. Wild Survivors. Depending what you want out of here, though, your wallet's going to be trying to survive because one of the archetypes has 7 ultra rares in it, which is unprecedented. Usually they spread the love around, giving multiple high rarities to each archetype, and here they've really crammed it all into the versus one, making the dinos and the chef kiss pretty easy to get. Speaking of Chef Kiss, I've got to give it to them on the reprints. Usually whenever on the channel we make fun of, that reprint was so good, let's do it again. We're making fun of something like Tenki that already has an ultimate rare and is getting a collector rare. However, that being a rota for an entire typing, that makes a little more sense to have more high rarity love. But seriously, on the reprints, looking at pre-prep, prep, fossil dig to prevent it from spiking up, double evolution pill, all this dinosaur love, conductor, tyranno, pretty much every dino you could think of, actually. And then also going around, like, I remember when Manju was like $6 for every single copy. It deserves to be printed in the ground. Whenever you have something that generic for a mechanic or a typing, it's good to see them do this. Now, there are also buyouts with people assuming what will or will not be collector rare out the gate already, like Animador Archosaur will get to, but looking through this, yeah, the ratios are terrible for these side sets, which has actually led to them mostly failing, especially in Konami's eyes. Amazing Defender has Purely, which is one of the most hyped up. It's so cute and it's actually good, and they gave it extra support through the core sets, and here it is, still $60 a box, treading water at realistically under what Konami would like to see it do. Tactical Masters had 2, count them, 2 decks in the metagame, and it is actually $50 a box, slated to have reprints in this year's Megatons. So sealed for these typically doesn't do so hot. Now, dinosaurs are huge fan favorites and already have multiple collector rares. You have Conductor Tyranno and Oviraptor, and you've also got to remember usually about 9 collector rares go to the decks inside, and then about 7 or so, 6 go towards the reprints. It really depends, but I feel like they might change it up a little here. We'll have to wait and see, but we do have a good amount of the collector rares that should be reprints if we're going with that formula. However, there's so many good options here. We have Eradicator, we've got Deck Devi, there can only be one, Fossil Dig, Allure, even Econ for past formats. Like, there's a lot of really cool things here. Prep has actually had, you know, a very expensive price for its first edition super rare in the past. There's so many that I actually would respect, but one that already got it is Hungry Burger. Of course, the meme. They couldn't help themselves. And with any good meme, you actually can see it become dollars. However, memes can also die. Remember Snake Rain getting bought out multiple times? Oh, it can actually do it. Look at it. It's under half the price pretty much of its max towards $40. Remember it bubbling up 80, 85 once upon a time? Yeah, so sometimes memes lose relevancy, sometimes they come back into the eye, and Hungry Burger is one of those ones that definitely gets a lot of attention. I remember actually there was a burger campaign in the OCG recently that got viral attention to where even like IGN was covering it because they saw them likes on Twitter, know what I'm saying. But first edition Hungry Burger itself was already headed up and spiking and actually getting sales up through this as people assumed it might be highest rarity in terms of respect. I think the collector rare will take the cake now, and you already see huge pack openers looking at it. Now, for takes that aren't just about the memes, you see early people trying to price the deck core for Vanquish, which is the versus deck that has 7 ultra rares, and yeah, boy, put that pipe down. $560! People are out of their minds. It will be interesting to see the big boys price this one up. I mean, you still have to do the estimated value pull chop up. Collector rares are not the most cool because you got to open about 4 cases to see one of every single 15 different collector rares in the entire set. So on average, assuming there's no shorting, of course, in those kind of ranges, well, they're not exactly going to help cool off the case opening like Starlights would, per se. But yeah, looking through here, tons of awesome choices that really could help these boxes down the road, but I'm not holding my breath looking at the other ones that still had pretty solid collector rares overall and are just floundering here in terms of trying to tread water, even with those huge meta impacts that they have. I would go for the singles for sure, depending on the price, who puts up what, and we'll keep our eyes on that. Now, again, Animador Archosaur, it's secret rare, getting a huge buyout, easy access, ultra rare, and again, we know another reprint is coming for this, but people are kind of just assuming this is the highest rarity, with dinosaurs already having 2 collector rares. I personally would have waited for the full set list, but I also get that if you waited, you could have missed out, and people love their max rarity dinos, and secret rare actually really does fit this because it's that jewel tone kind of sparkle that goes with it. It's a nice looking card, and out of Eternity Code no less. One thing my Discord brought up was Dragonic Diagram, maybe not the way dinosaurs want to play right now, but something to consider that only has 3 printings, all in secret rare, looks pretty good in the first Ed OG, not all that too far ahead of the other ones, so if you want it, you might want to get it sooner than later. I don't see a reprint coming for this anytime soon, but seriously, first Ed OG, a bit of something to respect there. I wanted to go back over Cyberstorm Access and talk about it cooling off. Usually we talk about price spikes, crazy stuff, but with this, we had those price spikes, right? For Quim and Luluwalith, and look at it. They're all the way back down and even further down. Chaos Angel atop the set, as the vendors did call it, but then almost everything in the set besides Apple Dragon and Firewall Defensor is down versus those original weekend sales. Almost everything coming back down. Gold, probably better luck next time, is simmering back almost to that 12. Remember, it tried to spike towards 20, and so a lot of these are just chilling. They're going to be opened a lot more. There's going to be 5 packs in everybody's hands at regionals. They're going to be 1 at locals. This is very typical for a set after that initial I gotta have it feeling, especially with the WCQ. We are seeing it calm down a good bit, but a lot of these cards are very, very good and not going to get a reprint for a long time. In fact, all the way through another WCQ season, potentially even. Relinquished Anima is a card that I missed the spike on that people are talking about, and it's coming back down pretty quickly. I will say, since it's coming back down, I think it's always good to have something like this in your arsenal. It's something I've called a penny stonk before, and the Ultra spiked ridiculously, and then it got its reprint, and it stayed pretty chill since, but the Ultra's pretty low on listings out of Dual Overload here, and the secret rare, which I think looks nicer but isn't the OG, is coming back down in price. Realistically, within this range, you should just want access to a copy like this, and I'd get it sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. But yeah, you just want those generic tools that float back into metagames depending what boards are being built or played. You want to be able to have that genericness and go with it and not have to overpay. This is one of those cards I could see being, if it doesn't get a reprint for a long time, randomly $10 or $12 down the road, but that's still speculation on what Konami will do. And finally, I've been doing the bulk picking streams, and I forgot about this guy's spike completely, even though I covered it, and I was going through bulk, and chat caught this one on me, and I found multiple of them, so good on chat. But seriously, it has an OTS common. It's just so low on listings. Coach King Giant Trainer is a lot of money still. So if you're looking through bulk, do keep an eye out. And always keep an eye out for that waifu tax. The OG Uncensored Harpy also comes in unlimited, which is around $4-ish. It was a little more than I thought, but the first editions actually didn't fall out as bad as I thought they would have. They're around $27 right now, so always keep your eyes peeled. I always remember this one as one of the cards I would hide from my parents in the dresser or in my closet, like, oh no, if they saw this is a bit too lewd, they might take away my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You know, I had them Sunday school teacher parents, but seriously, with this one, it's one of those ones that has different memories for people like me or people that just collect waifu cards. But yeah, funny stories aside, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And I definitely don't envy the people that have to price up Wild Survivors. I don't know my approach on this set. I wouldn't want to touch collector rare sets with a 10-foot pole, but luckily, Tier 0 Gamer's Choice, they should be doing it for y'all, and I do think buy the singles is going to be the mantra for this set for a little bit. Thanks for watching, everybody.